Welcome in, it's the PHNX Cardinals halftime show, your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast. The Arizona Cardinals currently up 24-3. No, that's not a mirage or an illusion. I'm Johnny Venerable, the playmaker, Brittan Golden. We saw some playmaking in the first half. Damon, Dawg behind the mic. Can they hold it for two more quarters? But no doubt, in the first half, we officially held the line as Marvin Harrison Jr. silenced the critics for albeit 1 week. 4 catches, 130 yards, 32.5 yards per clip with 2 touchdowns. Kyler Murray, 3 total touchdowns in the first half. Cardinals mollywopping the LA Rams at home. Where do we start?
I mean, the beginning is where we talked about at the beginning of the pregame show. Marvin Harrison getting involved early, and boy, did he get involved early. 2 massive touchdown catches, just showed up and was effective to start the game. Kyler Murray has been playing out of his mind today. Yep. He's getting out of sacks. He's extending plays. He's finding open receivers. I mean, you can see it in the chat right now. You owe my buddy Dennis Gardeck a massive
we're going to
apology.
get to that. It was against the third-string left tackle, but, props up to Dennis. But here, on the part of that, the defense is playing out of its mind.
Great.
But can you sense that the defense maybe feeds off this offense a little bit? Like when you've got number 18 out there torching Sean McVay's defense for almost 200 yards in the first half, for 2+ touchdowns in the first half, he's unguardable. The defense is going to be fired up. Whereas if it's nickel and dime and it's, we have a small margin for error, this Cardinal offense we knew could be good this year. Could it be great? Can it be great? And can this defense just do enough complementary football? Because not every half is going to be like this. But at the same time, with the crowd at State Farm Stadium, give them credit. Zaven Collins, Dennis Gardeck, these pass rushers can finally get home.
Yeah, well, and like you said, yes, the offensive line for the Rams is banged up, but that's what you need, essentially. If you can get your guys getting home on backups, right, you got to take advantage of what's given to you. This is the NFL. People are going to get hurt every week. When you have opportunities to get pressure against backup offensive linemen, you've got to take advantage. And so far, Zaven and Dennis and this defensive line and linebackers have been taking full advantage of getting in that backfield and creating pressure and getting sacks out of it.
Yeah, to me, this is a historic first half for a lot of different reasons. And a lot of us kind of tongue-in-cheek predicted Marv to have this kind of opener, Anquan Bolden-esque, if you will, throwing it back to 2003. And then it was not a no-show last week, but it just wasn't part of their game plan. And we're all sitting there like, what's the deal? Like, this is how you think you're going to beat Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, and give them credit. They scored 28 points. But we talked about on the pregame show, you have a responsibility if you're Drew Petzing, if you're Jonathan Gannon, hell, if you're Kyler Murray, when this player's on your team, and we're comparing him to Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, that echelon of receiver, that he didn't have an offseason of draft prep. He had an offseason to get ready for this season. You can't slow play this. He didn't play in the preseason. We barely saw him during training camp and open practices. You had to unleash number 18, and you saw it. It was Randy Moss-esque in the first half. The first touchdown was fantastic. The second one, in my opinion, was better. Outrunning the defense, and then MJ-like in Space Jam over the goal line. It's the biggest freak show that we've seen in Arizona since peak Larry Fitzgerald.
I mean, and it's what you drafted him for.
Yeah.
This is the reason you used the 4th overall draft pick for Marvin Harrison Jr. And yes, it was tough watching it last week. Very tough watching it. But, this week kind of brings you back that says, look, this is what we got. We got the kid that we wanted, right? And we got the player and the playmaker that we wanted. We just got to find ways to get him the ball.
Kyler Murray, not to be denied or ignored, only 2 incompletions, 10 of 12, 191, 3 touchdowns, over almost 16 yards per completion. And it's very much a K1 double middle finger kind of day here on PHNX Cardinals. We were waiting for it. I repped out the K1 jersey as goodwill. And you lost to a really good Buffalo team last week. You open up your NFC West, slate today. And this is the kind of outing that they have to finish. And we'll talk about that here in a second. This is the kind of outing you have to declare everybody like, hey, we're not a pushover team this year. We're viable. We have really good players, especially on offense. And we've got an opportunity here to make a Rams team that's on back-to-back road games, Brittan, missing some key pieces, pay. Like, you can't allow Sean McVay, if you're Jonathan Gannon, to come into your home opener with a less than 100% team, less than 75% team offensively, and pick you apart. No Aaron Donald, and it showed in this game.
No, and it's good. I mean, and offensively for the Rams, the same way, right? Puka's not in there. You lost a weapon. Cooper Kupp's not 100%, as we saw at the end of that half.
Yep.
He can barely jog off the field, right? The defense is doing exactly what they have to do in this game, and they're creating pressure. They're making plays. Buddha's flying around like a madman out there.
Great day for Buddha.
It's unbelievable. So, I mean, at this point, you just got to keep the momentum. You don't, like we were talking about it in the first half, right? Do you run the ball in the second quarter? No.
Well, I asked that like an idiot to Brittan and Damon.
The game plan that you have come up with in this first half needs to be the same type of game plan that you're going to this second half, right? I don't care if you were up by 40 points right now. It's just stepping on throats.
Yeah.
It's the NFL, right? These are the best of the best players. If you get beat by 60 points, somebody's getting fired.
Yep.
But don't help anybody out. Right? We try to just run it down your throat for the rest of the game. That's
a great point. The Cardinals, I think, are built a lot of ways like the Golden State Warriors offensively, where barrage of playmakers, like Trey McBride caught a pass for first down. I was like, oh yeah, Trey McBride's on this team. Michael Wilson caught a big first down. Greg Dortch hasn't even been a focal point yet. James Conner, Trey Benson, Elijah Higgins with a touchdown. Like, overwhelm them with your offensive personnel. Like, Jonathan Gannon is a brilliant head coach, in my opinion, or he will be. Brilliant defensive mind with Nick Rallis. You do not have the defensive personnel right now today to say we're going to grind out wins and play complementary football and field position, right? No, you need to take deep shots. It can be second or third down and 10, and you go deep to number 18, and guess what? He's an eraser. He erases mistakes. He erases defensive back play. He put Tre'Davious White almost on the retirement list in the first half. Those are your strengths of your team, and you're going to sit here in week one and not lean on your strengths and run the ball on 3rd and 8? Like, they lost week one in large part because of how their defense played in the second half. But a sub-bullet to that was we ignored our best players offensively. And this week, give them credit. They looked at the film. I'm sure Sunday night last week, they were sick. They had opportunities. I mean, what Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. are doing in this game, they are breaking your will if you're the LA Rams. Kyler Murray looks like peak K1, knock on wood. We keep that going. Please stay healthy. Scrambling outside the pocket. I mean, that play to Marvin Harrison Jr. where it looked like he was dead and buried, and Marv's just wide open. Finally, Kyler Murray has somebody to match his freakishness athletically for the first time since D-Hop. And this isn't D-Hop at the end of his career. This is Marvin Harrison Jr. right at the start of what we think could be a special time in Arizona.
Yeah, and I don't know if you could talk about how great that throw was from Kyler down. I mean, 1, getting out of it. 2, finding Marvin Harrison wide open. Yes, Marvin Harrison is wide open.
Yep.
Joe Schmo is going to say, well, he should make that throw. He's rolling out to his left side. He's under pressure. Somehow he gets his shoulder squared and turned and puts it on the money.
Yep.
I mean, the Kyler is playing big boy football today, like he can. We've all seen it before, but it's now we got him healthy, right? He's healthy for the first time in a while. He started the season healthy. He's going out there, and it's just. God, it's good football.
It is. Drop a like on this video. And again, you can't rep a number 18 jersey yet at State Farm Stadium, but you can rep the number 18 collection right now. And boy, oh boy, those in attendance that are rocking this. It's a special kind of day in Glendale. Of course, the Maserati Marv tee. How about a little MHJ, my favorite tee we've ever done here at PHNX Sports. And then the 1 + 18 = 6. How about ×2 for that today? Pick it up right now, phnxlocker.com. If you become a diehard at gophnx.com right now, any of these shirts for free, plus 20% off all future orders. Get loaded up, baby. We've been plugging this because we feel so confident. Number 1, best quality merch. Number 2, really the only merch you can get as it relates that's worth a damn on old MHJ, the number 18 collection. And it's great to have some pride about the Arizona Cardinals playing at home. Let's get to some of these super chats. Damon, Dawg, 750 watching live on YouTube. God bless you. Drop a like on this video.
We will start things off with Tommy Felix, $2, and he says, MHJ just displayed his intelligence to ball.
Yeah, I mean.
A lot of unintelligent people on the internet this week talking about Marvin Harrison Jr.
Fine.
How about that?
That's what the internet's for, a whole bunch of unintelligence.
Damon, Dawg, let's keep them going.
Next one come from Doc XD 499 says, "What a darn shame I had to be at work while the game's going on. Still, this is awesome. Please hold on to the lead cards. MHJ better than Neighbors. End of discussion."
Neighbors a great player.
Neighbors had a heck of a day today too.
Neighbors, though, there was always like the pushback of, well, he's not 6'4".
But Neighbors doesn't play for us. So.
That's right.
Cardi D says, "The Cowboy and the Barbarian."
All right,
Barbarian.
so I will use that little segment excerpt here. Dennis Gardeck's playing a great half. So is Budda Baker, frankly. There are guys who are stepping up that needed to step up this week. Dennis Gardeck being one of them. Dennis Gardeck didn't register a statistic last week. He's come out and he's whooped the backup tackle, left tackle for the LA Rams. You got to do that, right?
You have to.
I'm not expecting, Dennis Gardeck to whip on Penei Sewell, but when there are matchups, you got to exploit them. And they're doing that today. So apologies,
He's going to do that too next week, so it's okay.
Okay. Well, listen, if that happens, might as well sign him up for an extension. Damon, Dawg, let's keep him going here.
Next super chat comes from Michael, and he's $2, and he says, "Gardeck, the Barbarian, and Maserati Marv taking over."
Yes, they are.
We needed to take over. The Cardinals' best players had to play better than the Rams' best players today. Let's keep it flowing here.
Next super chat comes from Michael Dumpson, and he said $2, and he says, $20 bet on Marv first touchdown, easy cash.
Oh my God.
LFG
I bet
cards.
that was nice.
Our guy Espo was here earlier. New GM of PHNX Sports hit that 10 paid out 120, so I'm guessing 20 paid out almost $300. Credit to you. Hope you use some bonus bets there.
Daniel with a €2 super chat. Doesn't have anything in there, but Daniel, if you wanted to say something, put it in the chat, and we'll read it for you. And
Let's
then
cap it off here.
Nazar 499 says, "We have to finish stronger than we started."
Yes, we do.
Okay, so on that subject here, as we jump into half number 2, do I even ask, what do they need to do to hold the line and hold it down here for the Arizona Cardinals to get their first NFC West win in the JG era?
Keep it going, honestly. But you just step on throats. You got to keep pushing, keep grinding like it's the beginning of the game. All right, if you can get 3 straight scoring drives out of this second half like you did in the first half, this game's done.
You have them at your mercy. Do not hesitate. Do not let up. Jonathan Gannon, Nick Rallis, Drew Petzing. Let your best players earn you this victory each and every Sunday. That should be the goal, and I think they will. Cardinals lead 24-3. We will be back on this outlet, PHNX Sports, here on YouTube immediately following the conclusion. Will the Cardinals be sitting pretty in the NFC West after week 2? We'll see you then.
We all silly like the mayor.